everybody. I'm Jeffrey, and this is Alyssa, and this is going to be another episode of Stage Talk 18. So today we're going to be focusing on Runaways. Now, it is a little bit after that the show, like a lot after that the show's come out, but we haven't been together, so we weren't able to like fully discuss it in person. But I can tell you that we both loved the show, especially season 2. It was 10 times better than the first one, but recommend it. So today it's all going to be talking about the characters, relationships, what we are hoping for, and there is a big spoilers for this because there's too much I want to talk about that's spoilers. So we're not going to try to do a spoilerless review because that's too much work. Because I'm not, no.
Plus, I mean, it's been out for long enough. If you haven't seen it,
go see it. What are you doing?
Why would you be watching a video about it?
Yeah.
Ooh, a Runaways video about season 3. I haven't seen season 2 yet.
No one good. Okay.
Anyways.
What do you want to start with?
I guess we could talk about our favorite things in season 2.
Okay. After you. You're the guest.
Nico and Carolina's relationship. No surprise there. I really liked how, because it happens a lot with TV shows where they have like a couple of straight relationships and then they have like one gay one and then the gay one gets sidelined a lot and isn't given us enough. You could say it a little louder. Is sidelined a lot. But with the season 2, both Gert and Chase.
Kurt. Whoa, what are they not telling us?
Both Gert and Chase and Nico and Carolina both had what I felt to me the same amount of runtime. They had the same amount of struggles in their relationship.
Yes.
It was very natural progression, and I really liked that they were able to stay together, even though they had problems. They felt like natural problems that would happen to any couple on the run from their cult parent aliens.
Those horrible people. Those horrible, horrible human beings.
Yeah, but I really liked their relationship. I felt like it was really strong, and they didn't really shy away from anything. There's a thing in media where showrunners and writers will give a lot of like heavier scenes to the straight couples, and then just have like the gay couples kind of like peck on the lips a little bit,
but they
and that's
definitely
it.
got their fair share.
Yeah. Plus, they're all teenagers, so I really hope there wasn't going to be any steamy scenes. But I felt like it was very even, and I really enjoyed that aspect a lot. And I really liked how Carolina and Nico balance each other out with their powers. Mm-hmm. We have like Nico, and she's very dark, and it reflects her, her personality and the way that she presents herself. Mm-hmm. And Carolina is very, bright.
Yeah, like I remember she was telling Nico that because like Nico for a point was afraid of this, this growing power within inside her, and Carolina's like, I was afraid of my powers too at first, but you just gotta embrace them. They are you. Mm-hmm. And then Nico's like, but I don't want to embrace darkness, and right. She's like, but your version of my version of darkness and your version of darkness aren't the same thing.
Right.
So and you don't need to be scared of it.
And I really do think I like the fact that their powers are kind of the opposite of themselves. It's gonna sound better. Give me a minute. So Carolina presents herself as she's very bubbly and bright and lots of colors, but she can't really do a lot with her powers. She can only really wreck things or fly. Mm-hmm. I mean, what did we see her use her powers for?
She's getting there.
We see her wreck the control panel on Nico's house. Yeah. We see her, blow stuff up, blow people away, and that scene is like... We got to see
more flying, I'd say, like a lot of levitation in this.
And it's seen as it's seen as the light force. Mm-hmm. But with Nico, it's seen as the dark force compared to, her gothness. But really, she can do a lot. Mm-hmm. She can create force fields, she can block things, she can create walls out of the ground, in like the airport scene. So it's cool how Carolina's like, your darkness is your power, but the staff doesn't just like break stuff. Yeah. It does a lot more than just...
And the same thing with like Carolina, it's not like her power is like the generic like healing light, like anything she touches is instantly repaired, because that's not how it is. And they make sure that they're not trying to cross too much into that.
Yeah. I really enjoyed how their powers developed in the season, because in season 1 it was very just like, what can I do? in this instant.
You know, I'm happy that they finally, like, figured out that Nico's staff, like, she could only say, like, she couldn't repeat a spell. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, because, like, I knew that, and, like, the audience, I'm assuming most of the audience knew that, they're all like, Nico, say a different word. And then she gets so mad at Chase during that training scene. Oh my She's goodness. Like, block! And she blocks, and she's like, block again! And then she gets hit. She's like, it's your fault. You shot me too hard.
I wonder if it works if she learns different languages and she can just say the same word in different languages. I wonder if that would work.
That'd come in handy if it did, though.
Yeah. She just gets like a foot. Okay, I want to do this thing, and she'll just.
Because after all, she's going to. For block. Exactly. Like, block, shield, force field, wall. She's like. Synonyms. Fortress was clever, though. I wasn't expecting that when she was trying to, like, hide away their, like, I really liked their new, like, layer of operations. I thought that was cool.
I hope, it wasn't really a big deal, but I hope that we do get to see more into what that used to be.
Yeah, because, like, they kind of just explained that it was kind of like a drug hangout.
Yeah, but, like, they used to be, like, a really nice house.
Yeah, so.
And I'm kind of sad that
it's kind of underground, but I don't really get how that works.
It's, like, underneath the mountain. I think it was, like, built underneath the mountain, but it isn't built like a bunker. It's built like a nice mansion type house that like a rich person would live in. But
like you can tell, like there's kind of like a top to it.
Yeah, and you know none of the parents knew it was out there, so I wouldn't assume it's on any like basic map of the city. Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. I'm kind of sad that it got jeopardized and now they can't really stay there for a long time.
Unless like Nico's like forget.
So. Disappear again. Oh. What if she just says again?
That was
block again.
Yeah, just use again in different syllables and start. That could work. I wonder if that would work. Interesting.
Probably not.
Probably not.
So, what was your favorite thing then? We kind of got off topic. What was your favorite thing for the new season?
I really enjoyed learning about Carolina's like family, like the whole alien history, and then we got to meet the new character.
It's like Zaven or something like that?
Zaven, Zaven. Ooh, I don't remember.
I love them with my whole heart.
But I just loved how that character, especially how that character like got introduced and like finally met Carolina. Hello, my betrothed. And I'm like, she's like, no. And Nico's like, well, what's going on? And Carolina's like, I just met her. I don't know. Please don't get mad at me. So that was really funny. Another one of my favorite, one of my like the small. I'm trying to think of like the small things besides like really big ones. Otherwise, we'll never stop talking. But I really enjoyed the scene where they break into like the hotel to figure out what was going on, and then like the cleaning lady or the maid or someone was coming in. And the only way to like get them to leave is Gert and Chase had to put on like an act, and then they were like really going through about like the stuff, and like he's yelling at her, and she's like, well, maybe he just you don't understand, and then the lady's like, oh my god, I'm just gonna leave, and then she left, and then he threw her papers and the chocolate fountain, and he's like, I know that was immature, but it was worth it, and I was like, that was funny.
Yeah, so. I really liked how. I liked and disliked how they handled Gert's anxiety problem. Yeah. Because mental illnesses and things like that aren't really handled very well in TV shows and movies especially. So it was nice to see like a genuine attempt to portray what it's like to live with anxiety when you're not on your meds.
Yeah.
I really wish though that her storyline, when she did get her meds back, I wish her storyline after that didn't revolve around Chase.
Just Chase. Yeah. For some reason it was weird though, because like even before like when she had her meds, her storyline wasn't just about Chase.
Yeah.
We even got to see a lot of like her connection with I'm forgetting all these names. I feel so bad. The dinosaur. What's the dinosaur's name?
Old Lace.
Old Lace. I was like, I can't remember the name. Oh, I'm such a fake fan. But like we really didn't get to see as much connection between the two of them as liked, except for like the whole getting sick.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. Gert was definitely a lot more sidelined during this. I felt like she didn't have a lot to do. She was getting sick. She was going through her breakdowns, and then she was mad at Chase. And I was like, I get it, but like You want to help.
Yeah.
Because right now I was getting really annoyed with her, and that's why I was like, for Gert, that's why I was mad when Chase, like, because he ends up leaving towards the end of the season. Like, she was like really, really mad at him, but earlier on she was thinking about leaving too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, I was annoyed. I was like, he's not even going that far away.
And then she did leave to go get her meds.
So yeah. She left to go get her meds, and it's not like she called her parents, she called his. And that, I definitely, like, and I was like, yeah, he was mad at her for that, but he wasn't as nasty to her after. Like, he eventually started forgiving her again.
Yeah.
And then, like, he ended up, like, making a decision that had nothing to do with her family, and she was more mad at that, so I was kind of annoyed with that.
I did like the first part of the season with her storyline about anxiety and trying to cope and trying to use other people and other, like, coping methods. And then it seemed like towards the end where you, like, okay, she's got to get her meds soon or something.
Yeah.
Where it started to turn into just she needs to rely on Chase without her meds, which isn't how mental illnesses work. You just be in a relationship and everything gets fixed. And then when she was off of, when she got her meds back, it seemed like the rest of the season was just her and Chase. And, like, that's her only storyline was how they're going to get their relationship.
I did like that all of the relationships, like, they because, like, at first they all went in and they're all like, we're going to share rooms.
Right.
But they all realized, okay, we all kind of just jumped into this. None of us really thought about it, and then they all did end up, like, leaving each other's rooms.
Right. And they ended up sharing until they all got
kidnapped.
Yeah. Whoops!
Oh, okay. One thing that we haven't really talked about yet is Molly. What did you think about her character?
I loved Molly during the season. I thought she was awesome, and I really liked the storyline of her finding that guy that used to work at the lab and found the rocks, and her trying to find a family, but then realizing that, like, her family is, you know, it's with her.
Yeah, that was another thing that I did feel bad for Gert too, because like that whole thing, she's like, I'm your sister too.
Hello.
Like, I've been with you since you were little, and you're acting like you don't have any family. So that, I felt really bad for her there.
Yeah.
And
but
Molly
I did like Molly growing in her powers and learning how to use them.
She really matured.
Yeah. I loved Molly and Chase's relationship and how that developed and how he was like an older sibling to her.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really cute. When he was drugged and he's like, I love Molly too, but not at the same time.
Yeah, the whole part where he gets drugged by Gert's parents is by far my favorite scene in the entire season. It was so funny, and he just kept spitting out details, and they're like, please stop.
They're like, we'll get him to tell her where, we'll get him to tell us
the part where he's like, yeah, you know, Gert and old Blaze, I'm not sure which one is the real animal. I was like, oh my God, Chase, stop. It was so funny, but I was like,
so good.
Keep them in your head. And,
I like how they were like, we're totally going to get the information this way.
Yeah.
And then
did you? They're like, oh yeah, I love my bed. I love the bed with Gert. It's a nice bed. And he's like, it's a secret. It's a secret.
Okay, though.
That was funny.
Let's talk about the ending.
Oh, the ending. Oh my God. Like, I think we all knew something bad was going to happen.
There's a lot of different cast photos that seemed very suspicious. We knew something was going to happen to somebody.
Yeah, I don't think we realized how, like, I thought that there'd be, like, something maybe to one character, maybe two, but I don't think anyone really expected how split.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be, you know, Gert off with her dad, with old Lace, and then, you know, having a nice countryside visit.
Yeah. No,
nice
it's just,
road trip.
And it was interesting because it's like the group at the end was like, like the group that actually was at the house at the end, like it's interesting because they have to take that and make that kind of like the saving group. So it's like we got Carolina's mom, Carolina's betrothed, and then we have Nico too, and then Alex, and then Molly. So like the five of them have to like, because especially like all the kids, they have to get over like, yeah, Carolina's mom isn't a bad person, but right now she's on their side.
Right.
Like all the parents right now, like as much as they hate them, like they got to do something because all these aliens are coming in and taking over.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing that they're the ones that are left because we have, you know, 3 people with powers and a tech wizard, and then somebody who knows the ins and outs of each parent and what's going on.
Yeah.
Although, she was the one that killed Molly's parents, right?
We don't know that. I mean, we do, but she doesn't know that yet.
I wonder what's going to happen if Molly finds out. If
Molly
finds out.
I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, I forgot about that. What was another?
Because Molly knows that the organization itself, Pride itself, killed her parents. But they don't know who specifically did that.
And then the one thing that was really interesting too, because like at the end we do get to see that Tina, along with Chase's dad, and then with Gert's mom, like the three of them were the ones who are the aliens now. Mm-hmm. But they revealed at the end that like one thing we haven't thought about is our fourth family member might be one of the kids.
Right.
Which is why, because they're like, if it was another one of the adults, they would have reached out already.
Right.
So, like, I don't know, trying to figure that out too is going to be interesting. And the thing too is like, if the alien, like, goes into the body, do they completely take it over and you can't ever have that body, like, have that body back? Or is there a way to, like, reverse and get them out of the body?
That's going to be the tricky part. I think we did talk about it off camera privately when the season first.
I'm sure we did. We talked a lot.
When the first piece came out.
Because I was so mad, because I seriously went through and I finished that thing in like 2 days, and she gets like a text at like 2 a.m. go, and she's like, what? And I'm like, how far are you? And you're like, episode 5? And I'm like, ah! I was like screaming. I was like, if you don't catch up in these next few days, I'm gonna kill you. And then I think you did.
Yeah, I was
you caught up.
Scared
you
by
caught
his
up.
threat.
Yeah, I was like, you better catch up. And I think she caught up like 2-3 days later. And then you look. Funny thing is, this looks really choppy. It's because battery died, and now I have it plugged in.
We're all professionals.
So we have no idea where we left off, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna talk about the kids. And
who do we think is gonna be an alien?
Mm-hmm.
Very offbeat.
I personally think it's gonna be Alex.
I think we both agreed it was Alex.
Because he has this moment where he's trapping his parents. And he's debating whether or not to shoot them. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't be surprised because, frankly, they have shown that they're very capable. Even though they're not super, like, tech savvy, they have just as many ways to get influence. So I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina's dad, Jonah, was like, we need to get them out of the picture. Mm-hmm. And
as many threats as possible out of the way. Yeah,
exactly. So I would not, because, like, obviously he's been talking to his family, too, even though they couldn't get out. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was, like, that innerness, which is why I think maybe there's some way to get them out of it. But, like, he almost did. And then instead he, like, tricked them, and then they ended up turning themselves in, which was actually really clever. That was the one time that I think I really did like him.
Yeah.
Because he was really clever about how he got them, so.
Yeah, I think the part when I went through, I didn't rewatch it, but I like thought about it more when they revealed that one of the kids is an alien. I think the part where
potential alien. Watch it be like this random like character that hasn't been introduced, and I'm gonna be like, that was a waste of an opportunity.
Where he's up above them and he has the gun in his hand. I think the alien then would have shot them, because if it was Alex, why would he have the gun out in the first place? Mm-hmm. They could have just showed it, you know, in his pocket.
I don't think he wanted to kill them. He just wanted them to pay for their crimes.
Right. He just wanted... Alex wanted to frame them, and then the alien was like, no. Kill them. We need them out of the way.
So, into him, he wouldn't even think about it. It'd be like, you know, it's his subconscious. So he's like, okay, fighting with this.
Right. And then he didn't. Because it's not Carolina.
Not Chase.
It's not Chase.
It's probably not Gert, because that really wouldn't make sense either.
For her to, like, run away. Because if it was, like, you know, her mom is possessed. So it makes sense. Well, they were fighting in that whole, in, like, the thrift store scene or whatever that was.
Like, hello.
When, you know, they're trying to kill her.
Mother, yeah.
Yeah, when she's trying to kill Gert be like, whoa, hold up, please don't murder me. I'm, you know, your cousin or whatever.
That's why, same thing with Molly, too. Like, and I remember we talked about this off screen, too. She was like, you don't think that the alien would have that kind of control over Molly's powers. No. So
I think then if after, because Molly got a pretty good hold of her powers right where like the middle of the season would be after they killed Jonah. I think then if the alien did possess her, it'd kind of be back to square one, where she'd be like, I'm having trouble with my powers, or something like that. Same thing with Nico. Because
well, and I think Nico's too is I think they're almost setting Nico up to be like the obvious one with especially like her eyes and everything and how they did like how she couldn't remember things. So I think they were setting her up to be the potential one. And then like I don't know, it's weird because like they revealed like that's not what they thought at all.
Right.
And even Nico Sorrentino is like, I've seen this before.
Right. And that was when she wasn't being
and that was when she wasn't fully possessed, I don't think.
Right.
So.
And then we said it wasn't yeah. I think that ruled out.
Yeah, that pretty much ruled out everyone's.
So we think it's Alex.
Which would make sense too because
I think we're smart though. I think we think
they're just gonna be like, here's this new character you've never met before, and I'm gonna be like, boring.
Yeah.
And overall, it was a really good season.
I did really like the season. There's something else I wanted to say, but I forgot.
What?
Okay, non-comic book person here. I do want to get into the comics, but I haven't. Mm-hmm. I've seen screenshots of Twitter on different panels. Who's the head?
What?
There's like a head.
Head of what?
I mean, there's this dude who like a fully functioning head that just like talks and stuff. That's a part of like the group.
I have no idea. Zavin, that's Alien's name, but that's not who we're talking about. I'm talking about the other one.
No, there's like the new run.
The new run, because if it's new, I really don't know.
There's like a head.
I don't know, because it's the same as in the show as in the comics. It's the original 6.
Yeah, well, there's all of them, and then there's a head.
Well, maybe no, because Zavin's a Skrull in the comics.
What is she in the TV?
They said she was something. They didn't really say. They just said she was an alien race that stole away on the ship.
Before we go, because we do really need to see the other stuff. What do you think? What do you think of the prophecy? Do you think it's like real, or do you think it's like something that like a folk story? How we learn about like Paul Bunyan and stuff like that. I hope it's a folk
story because no, sorry, Nico's hers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be true. It could just be about Nico, because we don't know what's a part of the prophecy.
It could be for anything.
Yeah, we don't know what's the prophecy because there wasn't like a transition between prophecy and then what like her life story.
Yeah, and that's what like Carolina said too. She's like, is there like a book that I can look at? Because like I'm glad you're showing me this, but technically she could show her anything.
Right. So because the style of the flashback stayed the same, so there wasn't a part where it's like here's the prophecy. And then here's how she's interpreting it to apply to her. Mm-hmm. So we don't really know.
Also, Caroline's mom is pregnant now with another alien kid. Whew, she's getting around.
Stop! She's getting around with one person.
I know, the bad guy. She needs to stop giving him people. I mean, obviously he likes eating his own children, so she better
better stay away. Does that happen in the comics? Another
comics? I haven't read. Like, I know a little bit about Runaways, but I haven't actually read any of them. The only things that I do know, because in the comics, like, obviously Molly's a mutant, so and they're gonna go into that.
Right.
Yet. Maybe, I don't know. But I don't think they're going to. They've already kind of established it's a rock or whatever.
Right.
But
the fancy underground rock stuff.
Marvel likes their rocks. I mean, they had like they had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. over there. They love the rock, and they give them the powers, and Inhumans. But in the comics, it's Alex is like he actually found out that his parents were part of this cult like years before the rest of them did, like 3 years.
And then
he was a traitor. No, he was a traitor. Like he was a traitor the whole time. So he ended up betraying the whole group.
Ooh. So, I knew he was a traitor in the comics, I just didn't know.
Yeah, no, he found out a few years before.
I've only read one comic in my entire life, and it's Green Lantern.
Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. And Jeffrey, this is Alyssa. You can look in the link below to go to her channel where she actually had a drawing Carolina and Nico, so you can check that out.
Cute. And we talk more about the things that we liked in season 2, and it's a lot more organized.
More organized. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.